Hello. In this presentation, I am going to talk about the importance of phonemic awareness. So if we take a look at this graphic, we will notice that at the bottom of the pyramid, we have the phonemic awareness and then the phonics or the decoding. And these two are the skills that enable us to read the words that are on the page, or in other words, to transform the printed text into spoken language. Fluency refers to how quickly and smoothly we can do this. Then at the level of vocabulary, we match what we have read to the words that are stored in our long-term memory, and we retrieve meaning. And then the comprehension, the overall comprehension, which is the understanding of the text, and it is the target in any reading, that we do, because that is the purpose of reading. It is to understand, and this is a higher level reasoning because it involves elements that are beyond the level of the word. And typically students with dyslexia don't have problems at the higher level, at the level of comprehension and vocabulary, but on the contrary, those are usually strong. And if you are not sure about the child's comprehension, it is relatively easy to test. You can just give them, read a text to them, or have them watch a movie or a video and then ask questions. And these questions can be complex, such as, what does the author intend to express? Or what is the reasoning behind the character's behavior? Or what is the relationship between this idea, or the connection between one idea and another idea? You could ask the student to predict what will happen in the text based on what they have read and their prior knowledge. Or you could ask them to identify irony, puns, subtleties. And most likely, our students with dyslexia will have good answers, because dyslexia is not about intelligence, and they will be able to demonstrate higher level reasoning, yet they will struggle at the basic levels in the areas of phonemic awareness and phonics, but particularly phonemic awareness. And so what this means, I want you to think about phonemic awareness as something you can do with your eyes closed, because it does not involve print. It has nothing to do with what you see. It has to do with what you hear. So it is in the auditory system. And it is the ability to hear individual sounds and to manipulate sounds and to blend those sounds in order to form new words. And then the phonics has to do with matching the letters and the letter combinations to sounds. So knowing that SH makes the sound sh, and there are 3 ways to represent the sound k, and that like DGE, for example, makes the sound ch, and we teach them when to choose one spelling or the other. So knowing the rules is phonics. And then once our students, once they come for tutoring, we spend a lot of time here in phonemic awareness, and then we teach them the phonics explicitly because it doesn't come natural to them. So we have to teach it explicitly. And then once these 2 improve, fluency will also improve as a result of improving these 2. And it is very important to understand that phonics without phonemic awareness is useless. So if you start teaching them the rules and the letter combinations, but they have weak phonemic awareness, it isn't going to help them much. And I'll show you a concrete example to make myself understood, to explain myself better. So let's assume that the student has to read the word plum. And he already knows the alphabet, the letter formation, and we've taught him that letter P makes the sound P, letter L makes the sound O, letter U makes the sound, and letter M makes the sound. And so they know this, so they should be able to go P, O, and you expect them to say the word plum, to read it, right? Well, wrong, because if they don't have the phonemic awareness, they will not recognize that string of sounds as representing the word plum. So they might say something like, they might read something like palm, play, plate. And okay, well then you might cue them and say, well, try saying it faster. And the student, okay, I'll say it faster. Well, that still doesn't sound like plum. So you see what I mean? And then a lot of times what we see is that they will guess the words. When they read, they will guess a lot. And they might just look at the first letter and then go with the word that they think makes sense in the text. And if they have a picture or the context to help, they might actually guess the right word, and they might fool you and to think that they are actually reading. So similarly, if we ask them to spell the word struck, they can hear it fine, they will repeat it back to you, and they know what it means. And so now it's time to spell it. Now, if they can't hear every individual sound in that word, if they cannot hear st, k, if they cannot hear each sound and in the correct order, they are not going to spell it accurately. So they might give you a spelling like stk, because that's all they hear. And we often see this in their writing. They tend to have issues hearing the vowels. They always leave them out. And another strategy, if they don't have this skill to rely on when they spell. Another strategy might be to memorize the word. So, and this is what they probably do when they have the spelling quizzes at school. They might do a decent job on those because they might memorize the words. And then after a week, when they have to spell those words in spontaneously in their free writing, they'll have no clue again, because they cannot rely on the sounding out uh, strategy. And so in the next videos, I am planning to show you some activities that I do at the level of phonemic awareness in with my students.